Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. This is Craig Babineau. I have another quick drum lesson for you here. This one we're just going to be using a pad. If you got a pair of sticks and a pad, or even if you don't, you could just use your hands on your lap for this. It'd be totally fine. This one's just really focusing on our core subdivisions of rhythm. So basically there's 9 of them. You got whole notes, half notes, quarter note triplets, eighth notes. There's 5. And then you have 8th note triplets, 16th notes, 16th note triplets, and then finally 32nd notes. So there's the 9 of them there. There are a few other ones that you could technically do, and of course these can get mixed around however you want. You can do dotted notes, and it eventually gets mixed together however you want. But we're just going to kind of focus on these core 9 of them here, which are really the most important building blocks, I think, for almost everything you're probably going to want to play for the most part. So we're going to try to get familiar with these, and the whole idea is to practice making the transitions from one to the other. So if you've never done any of these, I would probably recommend starting first with just learning each of them on their own. You want to know a quarter note triplet, you want to know 8th note triplets, and all these different ones separately. And then this would be like a nice way to practice them together, because that's kind of the next level of difficulty, in my opinion, is doing them flowing in and out of different notes. And we're just going to basically go in order right here, but you can totally mix up the order later on and stuff if you want to. And that's where it usually gets tricky, is going from, say, like quarter note triplets straight into 8th notes. You might have like a hiccup or like get kind of caught up on that and mess up, basically. And so that's the whole focus of this exercise that I'm going to show you today. That is to just kind of start to focus on this, start to practice it. And we're just going to go 2 measures of each one. And the way I'm going to do it right now is basically, just start from the whole note and go up to the 32nd note. For you at home, you could kind of do it on a loop. When you get to the 32nd note, you just go back to the beginning, do it again. You could do as many times in a row like that as you want. You could do other things like, say, lead with different hands. Like if you start with your right hand, try it again, maybe start with your left hand. So you do a left hand lead. Or you could also do like a pyramid where you start from the whole note, go all the way up to the 32nd note, and then back down. Those are just a few ideas, and then you could just mix them together however you want. You could just kind of do random, like start with 32nd notes, go to half notes, then go to quarter note triplets, then whatever you want to do with it. And that honestly would be good to do eventually, I think, too, just to really become more fluent in these core rhythms that we use all the time, kind of whether you know it or not. And so we want to become fluent in these in terms of knowing what they are, what they sound like, what they're called. And then we'll hopefully be able to then pick them out of songs when we hear them. So it should make it easier to learn songs, easier just to kind of get your ideas out. It's nice to know what we kind of have available to us in rhythm. That way we kind of can use it to our full advantage to play what we want to play. We kind of know what we have available to us. So I'm gonna stop blabbing for a second. So I'll basically turn this metronome on here, which I would recommend using if you got one. This one's at 80 BPM, and it's all in 4/4. I'm going to do 2 measures of each one. So I'll start here on this next measure here. Whole notes. Half notes. Quarters. Quarter note triplets, 8th notes, 8th note triplets, 16th notes, 16th note triplets, 32nd notes. I'll do one more time without talking. And that's it right there. You know, you could obviously, yeah, you could keep going as long as you want to. And if you're having trouble with some of these, obviously, like I said before, you want to know each one on their own first, and then try to put them all together. So you could omit some of these if you're having trouble doing it at a certain tempo. You could take out like the 32nd notes or 16th note triplets, whatever you need to do to kind of get yourself, you know, to kind of start getting used to whatever you can right now, you know, even if it's a half of them, and then basically kind of build it from there to the point where you can kind of do all of them like I just did, and then take it from there. The sky's the limit. You can kind of keep increasing your tempo. You can. It's easy to make this more difficult. You could add in accents. You can mix up the order. There's a bunch of different things you can do, but start with some of the things I mentioned earlier. Try it out, and good luck. I'll see you next time.